are in Austin, Texas, America, for the 6th round of the FIA WEC Championship.
The city is very modern. We had a stroll through the city yesterday to cure the jet lag, and it's actually a very nice and modern place, much nicer than I expected. So I think we're just happy to be here.
Yeah, very nice track. I know it from more than 10 years ago when I used to race in F1. So very nice layout with high-speed corners, very technical, difficult also on the tires and also on ourselves. Every time we come race here, it's always very, very hot.
It's hot. It's really hot. I think we are around 40 degrees temp.
I mean, when you're boiling in the car, it definitely does affect your focus. So you try to avoid it. You try to not get into that stage. So I think double stinting here is going to be pretty challenging, also because when you come to a stop after your first stint, you get that heat soak because there's no airflow anymore. And to get that heat out of your body again is pretty challenging.
There's a lot of elevation, fast corners, slow speed corners, hard braking. Factor number one for performance, it's always the grip in general, and the tires are directly linked to that. So it's important to be safe with them and to be able to keep the momentum and the performance on the tires as long as we can.
What we did do in Brazil very well was play to our strengths, and we did a lot of tyre work, and I think if we can try and achieve that here, it would be a positive. But I think the more chaotic it is, the more I'd sign up for it at the moment, because I think where we are as a team, that would be something that would play to our strengths, I think, and we could be a bit more aggressive.
So I'm Mathieu, I'm a race engineer for Peugeot on car 93. My job is a bit to have the overview on the full car operation, which means working with engineers, working with the mechanics, with the drivers, and try to synchronize everything to have the car on time at the start of the session with the best setup we can and to achieve the best performance of it. On a free practice, so generally we work on the setup, obviously. So generally when we want to be efficient, we ask the driver already in the car what is his first feeling. Then when he jumps out, he comes here and we debrief quickly. And after the session, we have a more refined analysis with all the engineers there and where we can all interact together. I would like to spend more time on the race setup. I mean, we have a direction, is what we said this morning, but I would like to conclude with you so we can move forward with Victor. I would like to have your strong input and clear, and so we can decide with all the inputs.
So I stuck to the plan. I went slower, but because of that, I decided to start pushing earlier than I would normally have done. Normally I would have pushed, second last corner. So I decided to push earlier to wake up the brakes again, otherwise they wouldn't have been woken up. I think lap time entirely came from rotation.
The gap is still very big to the front. It's very hard to obviously compete right at the sharp end. I think we were more in the game than we have been. I think as the track's improved, like I struggled massively through 16, the long one.
We don't really have much more in it. It's hard to manage the tires here. You really need a slow cool down lap to get a second attempt. So I think we have to be happy with the P11 and just eyes on the race tomorrow.
Boiling hot shortly before the race starts, so we're trying to keep cool as long as possible because the heat is definitely going to be a deciding factor in this race.
It's probably going to be one of the most physical races of the season.
Lone Star Le Mans, 6 hours in the extreme heat of the Circuit of the Americas is underway.
I got that damage. I have a puncture.
That's where the puncture happened for the Peugeot.
We're
got touched in lap 1, which caused a puncture on the rear left. We messed up with the tire pressure, so it was very painful, very tricky to drive, get the car or keep the car on track. Already starting on the back foot after lap 1.
You're doing good, Nico, you're doing good. We keep pushing.
No chance, I cannot stop the car anymore. I lock the front left all the time. 200 degrees brakes, but it's fun.
We box this lap, box. Fuel, left-hand side tires.
We have a little issue with the brake temperatures that evolved quite early on in the first stint already. Kind of tried to keep position, but then locked up once and had a whole pack behind and had to give up the position to them. Not really getting the deceleration we asked for. You still try to squeeze out every tenth you can, and then you very easily lock up.
The plan is to change rear tires, so take care of the front tires, please.
Copy.
5 laps to go. Are you okay for second stint?
To be honest, I struggled a bit. Can you keep Jeff ready?
Copy. Driver change for Jeff.
At the end of my first stint, I was supposed to do a double. Had to go out of the car, didn't feel super well. We knew the condition was going to be challenging. A lot of teams decided to single stint the drivers. We tried to go for the double, but didn't make it at the end, so had to do a change midway through. I just started to feel exhausted. I don't know if it's a lack of sugar, carbs, because you sweat so much, and I could just feel at the end I was not sure if if it was a good idea to do a double.
Something's happened. Just stop the car.
Obviously a shame that the 94 car didn't get it to the end of the race. You always want to try and do it. The reliability has been a strength of ours. It's obviously been a tough ask and the car's been so hot. A lot of things on the limit. Whether that's contributed to that, I don't really know.
2 laps to go. You will get BMW just behind you for position. Please, checkered flag, Jeff, checkered flag, P12.
I think the mechanics have been doing a fantastic job despite some some challenges, and everyone still stays motivated, and that's what matters in the end. In motorsport, things can turn around quite quickly. We still gotta be performing well on procedures, make sure that we are ready for the day that we are competitive.
Every time you arrive to a new challenge, a new racetrack, you are pumped up, and you do everything you can to make it happen. It might be difficult, but we will come back in Fuji again, being flat out, 100%, and trying the best out of it.